Boom! And welcome to Today, brought to you by Boss Shot Shells. I'm Jeff Stanfield with the world famous Andy Shaver.
Tuesday, June the 10th.
Yep. Okay. A person who died today was an author.
Stephen King.
Nope.
Oh, you said died. Yep. Ernest Hemingway.
Nope. He wrote. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
He wrote a book called The Pickwick Papers. Oliver Twist.
Nope.
A Christmas Carol.
Nope.
David Copperfield.
Nope.
Bleak House.
Nope.
Have you ever heard of Charles Dickens?
I have. I thought he died in the duel with the one guy, but
No.
that would have made that story way better.
Charles Dickens is considered the greatest English novelist of the Victorian era. He enjoyed a wide popularity, his work appealing to the simple and the sophisticated. The range, compassion, and intelligence of his view of society and its shortcomings enriched his novels and made him what was Charles Dickens. Charles Dickens' father was a clerk. He was born in Portsmouth, Hampshire, England.
That's where I would have
Near
guessed.
Chatham. Dickens enjoyed a wide popularity in his lifetime than any other previous author. Much in his work would appeal to the simple and the sophisticated, the poor and the queen, blah, 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 blah. His long career saw fluctuations in the reception and sales of individual novels, but none of them was negligible or uncharacteristic or disregarded. And though he is now admired for aspects and phases of his work that were given less weight by his contemporaries, his popularity has never ceased. The most abundantly comic of English authors, he had much more than a great entertainer. The range, compassion, and intelligence of his apprehension of this society and its shortcomings enriched his novels and made him both one of the great forces in 19th century literature and influential spokesman. So anyways, that's Charles Dickens. That wasn't that important a guy anyways, but he was.
Well, tell that to his ancestors.
Well, I just want to let you know about him.
I thought he died in a duel, so.
No. Now, my person that was born today, you're a fan of.
Oh, okay.
He's a great actor. I'm going to give you three names. I'll give you three movies and see if you can figure it out.
Well, if you say I'm a big fan of him, I will knock this out of the park on the first one.
Okay. Fleet Street.
Go again.
Okay. Ed Wood.
I don't think I'm a fan of this guy.
Sleepy Hollow.
Johnny Depp?
Yes. I had to pick the ones you wouldn't know.
I wouldn't say I'm a fan of him.
You don't think he's very good?
I think he's good, but that doesn't mean that I'm a fan of him.
You're a fan of his movies, a lot of them.
His movies are good. He's a very good actor.
He's a very good actor. I just picked the ones you would. If I'd have said Edward Scissorhands, what would you have said?
Yeah. Winona Ryder.
Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean, of course.
That would have given it away.
Public Enemies.
Yeah, he played John Dillinger.
Yeah, very good. Black Mass.
Whitey Bulger.
Into the Woods.
I don't know if I saw that one.
Wasn't he in Blow also?
Yep.
That was a very good movie too. Depp was born on June 9th. Supposed to be June 10th, ain't it?
Yeah. Is he my guy?
You already did June 9th.
Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Well, I didn't do him.
Well, we're just going to go ahead and stick with him then.
Stick with him.
Yep. So anyways, he was born in Owensboro, Kentucky. Do you know who else was born in Owensboro, Kentucky?
I don't.
Michael Waltrip. That's where he lives at, the NASCAR racer. I don't know why I know that.
Was he born on June 10th? You could do it over him.
I don't know. I doubt it. I don't know why I've got this date down. I got this screwed this up. But anyways, Johnny Depp was born in Owensboro, Kentucky, the youngest of four children for waitress Betty Sue Depp and civil engineer John Depp. Depp's family moved frequently during his childhood, eventually settling in Miramar, Florida in 1970. His parents divorced in 1978 when he was 15. His mother later married Robert Palmer, whom Depp has called an inspiration. Depp's mother gave him a guitar when he was 12, and he began to play with his various bands. He dropped out of Miramar High School at 16 to become a rock musician. He attempted to go back to school 2 weeks later, but the principal told him to follow his dreams of being a musician. Basically, you're a piece of shit kid, and you don't need to be here.
Right.
In 1980, Depp began playing in a band called The Kids. After modest local success in Florida, the band moved to Los Angeles in pursuit of a record deal, changing its name to Six Gun Method. In addition to the band, Depp worked a variety of odd jobs, such as telemarketing. In December of 1983, Depp married makeup artist Lori Wilson, the sister of the band's bassist and singer. The Kids split up before signing a record deal in 1984, and Depp began collaborating with the band Rock City Angels. He co-wrote their song Mary, which appeared on their debut with Geffen Records album Young Man's Blues. Depp and Allison divorced in 1985. Depp is of primarily English descent with some French, German, Irish, and African-American ancestry. Elizabeth Grinstead, one of the first African-Americans in the North American colonies to sue for her freedom and win, is an 8th great-grandmother of his. Depp moved to Los Angeles with his band. After the band split up, Depp's then-wife Lori Allison introduced him to actor Nicolas Cage. After they become drinking buddies, Cage advised him to pursue acting. Depp has been interested in acting since reading a biography of James Dean and watching Rebel Without a Cause. Cage helped Depp get an audition with Wes Craven's For a Nightmare on Elm Street. Depp, who had no acting experience, said he ended up acting by accident. Thanks in part to his catching the eye of Craven's daughter, Depp landed the role of the main character's boyfriend, one of Freddy Krueger's victims. Although Depp said he didn't have any desire to be an actor, he continued to be cast in films, making enough money to cover some bills that his musical career left unpaid.
You got to pay the bills.
After a starring role in the 1985 comedy Private Resort, Depp was cast in the lead role of the skating drama Thrashin', but its producer overrode the decision. Instead, Depp appeared in a minor supporting role as a Vietnamese-speaking private in Oliver Stone's Vietnam War drama Platoon. He became a teen idol during the late 80s when he started an undercover police officer in a high school operation in Fox called 21 Jump Street. He accepted this role to work with actor Frederick Forrest, and who inspired him. Despite his success, Depp felt that he was serious, forced him into the role of product. So anyways, Johnny Depp is my person that was actually not born on the day I thought he was born.
But close.
Yeah, he was close. His mom should just tighten her legs a little bit longer.
Just wait.
Okay. My event that took place here was the Treaty of Laramie.
Never heard of this, I don't think.
Red Cloud.
Nope.
Red Cloud was born close to the forks of the Platte River near the modern-day city of North Platte, Nebraska.
I bet Blake knows all about this.
I bet he don't. His mother, Walks As She Thinks, that was her name, Walks As She Thinks, was an Ogallala Lakota, and his father, Lone Man, was a Brule Lakota leader. That came from 2 of the 7 major Lakota divisions. As was traditional among the matrilineal Lakota, in which the children belonged to the mother's clan and people, Red Cloud was mentored as a boy by his maternal uncle, Old Chief Smoke. Chief Old Smoke played a major role in the boy's childhood as the leader of the Bad Faces. He brought Red Cloud into the Smoke household when the boy's parents died around 1825. At a young age, Red Cloud fought against neighboring Pawnee and Crow bands, gaining much more experience. Red Cloud's War was the name the U.S. Army gave a series of conflicts fought with Native American Plains tribes in the Wyoming and Montana territories. The battles were waged between the Northern Cheyenne, allied with the Lakota and Arapaho bands, against the Army from 1866 to 1868. In December of 1866, the Native American allies attacked and defeated a United States unit in what they would call the Fetterman Massacre, which resulted in the most U.S. casualties of any Plains battle up to that point. Captain William Fetterman was sent from Fort Phil Kearny with 2 civilians and 79 cavalry and infantrymen to chase away a small Native American war party that had attacked a wood gathering party days before. Captain Frederick Brown accompanied Fetterman. The 2 were confident in their troops and anxious to go to battle with the Native Americans. They disobeyed orders to stay behind the lodge, Trail Ridge, and pursued a small decoy band of warriors led by Native Americans on an injured horse. The decoy was a prominent warrior, Crazy Horse. Fetterman and his troops followed the decoy into an ambush by more than 2,000 Sioux, Cheyenne, and Arapaho. Combined Native American forces suffered only 14 casualties, which they killed the entire 81-man U.S. detachment. Following the battle, a U.S. Peace Commission toured the plains in 1867 to gather information to help bring about peace among the tribes. And with finding that the Native Americans had been provoked by wide encroachment and competition for resources, the commission recommended assigning definite territories to Plains tribes. The Lakota, North Cheyenne, Arapaho, and other bands settled for peace with the U.S. under the Treaty of Fort Laramie. The U.S. agreed to abandon its forts and withdraw from Lakota territory. That happened on June 10th.
Blake already knew that.
Okay. Did you ask him about it?
He probably tuned out whenever he got into North Platte history because he's well versed in it.
Okay. So what happened was this treaty set aside the Black Hills.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we all know what happened in the Black Hills. That was the Indian territory. That's the land they gave them, and that was theirs. Well, then we found gold there.
Yeah.
And when we found gold there, they started getting encroached on by the white man. And our government did not help keep the white man out of there. So they offered to send them to a different place.
Great state of New Mexico.
And they said, no, thanks. If it's so good, why don't you go there with the white man and let us have our area?
Well,
that's exactly what they said.
Here's the deal. I hate to burst your bubble. This is the golden rule. The one who's got the gold makes the rules. The United States government, you can't go head to head with them. So you play by their rules.
Yep. And this is what he told the president. Because Red Cloud went and met with the president. And he said, when I was here before, the president gave me my country and I put my stake down in a good place. And that's where I want to stay. You speak of another country, but it is not my country. It does not concern me. And I want nothing to do with it. I was not born there. If it's such a good country, you ought to send the white men now in our country there and leave us alone, basically.
Sorry.
So, and my closing on this. Red Cloud died at 87 years of old in 1909 at the Pine Ridge Reservations. He outlived nearly all the other major Lakota leaders of the Indian Wars. He was buried there in a cemetery that now bears his name. In old age, he is quoted in having said, "They made us many promises, more than I can remember, but they kept one. They promised to take our land, and they took it."
That's right.
And that's pretty much the way it ended. But anyways, that was Red Cloud. He was a very brave and proud chief.
I'm not saying what America did to them was right, but I'm just saying they were given a lot more opportunity than people that had been conquered any other time in history.
Yes, I agree with you on that. But it was just, that was the way the world was then. I mean, we got
that was the end of the way that the world was.
No, the way that's still going on in lots of places in the world.
In the world, yes, but I just mean here in civilized America.
Yes, we have
that was the last example of it.
Yes, there's nobody doing uprisings, going and taking over land and keeping it no more.
No, or just even giving them another opportunity to go set roots somewhere else. It's just we wipe you out, and this is ours now. It's been that way since humans first started walking. It's that way in tribal Africa. You're seeing that definitely in South Africa right now.
The Middle East is fighting all the time.
So
Those tribes.
it's just the way of the world, and we have become civilized enough to where we think that we are above that sort of behavior. But you just got to put yourself in their shoes. It's just the way that the world has been up until then, and
I think
we settled America.
I think we've paid the price with.
Well, I think we're over.
We've paid people back enough. It's time you need to stand up on your own feet.
Right.
You shouldn't get stuff just because of who your ancestors
the only
were.
place in the world that reparations have happened.
Yes, and we're past that now. If we're going to be one nation, we need to be one nation and quit doing this shit. That's the problem with America. As America has one nation, but we got so many different identities.
Yes.
You know, and who we are is such a short time in the history and timestamp of the world.
This big.
Yep. But we are the most civilized. We're the most advanced, and we've done more for the world than anyone. And I'm not taking away other places in the world have had great inventions and stuff, but there's no place like America and all the things that we have done.
Right.
So anyways, but that is Lakota, and I feel sorry for them in a lot of ways. I really feel sorry for them in 18 when this was going on, and they kick you out of the Black Hills. It does, but it's in the past. It's time to move forward.
Yeah.
But anyways, that was Red Cloud. So that's a pretty interesting deal.
Very interesting. Very good.
So that's my...
Who'd have thought North Platte had such rich history? I didn't get that when I was there.
I think I've stopped at McDonald's there 3 times and drove through.
Evidently.
I think they have the biggest train yard in America too. Or one of the biggest.
Biggest ball of twine.
Yep.
All right. That's June 10th. We love you. Bye. Watch for deer.